Alright, friends, it's time for a new scam. This one I received from an M. Luke on December 27th of 2020. Again, this one had a little explanation as to why it was in my spam folder, but, you know, if we're being honest here, do we really need an explanation? Like, we all know why we're here. So anyway, let's just jump right on in here, see what M. Luke has to say today. They say, "Good day. My name is Mrs. Maria Luge. I am a widow suffering from esophageal cancer. My cancer disease has defiled all forms of medical treatments, and according to my doctor, I have few months to live. But before I die, I want to donate my inherited $10.3 million to you so that you can use the money for humanitarian aid and charitable works, including building of religious houses in your country or any country of your choice. I have also mapped out 20% of the total sum of the $10 million for you as a reward for your help in carrying out this task. If you are interested in helping me carry out my last wish, please reply to this message to enable me to give you all the details. Please reply me through me personal. Best regards, Mrs. Maria Luge." So, right off the bat, little confusing. Turns out this is not from an M. Luke at all. This is from a Mrs. Maria Luge, which, you know, I guess is close in some ways. What's funny is that on the same day as I got this email, I also got the exact same one from a Barrister Van More. So, you know, really solidifies the validity of all this. I replied as none other than Mr. J. Walker to M. Luke's message, saying, "Hi there. My name is Jay, and I just got your email talking about giving away your inheritance. I'm really sorry about the cancer. Cancer runs in my family, so I can imagine how horrible this must be for you. But is there really no one you can give this money to other than a stranger on the internet? This seems really serious, so I hope you understand what you're doing. I hope to hear from you." And oh boy, just a few hours later did I get a monster of a reply. "Greetings, Jay. Thank you very much for your kind consideration. I am undergoing medical treatment for esophageal cancer and partial stroke. I was married to late Mr. Luge, who worked as a drilling rig supplier to the Saudi Arabian National Petroleum and Natural Gas Company before he died in 2017. My husband and I were married for 17 years without a child. My husband died after a brief illness that lasted only 4 days. I decided not to remarry or get a child outside my matrimonial. He deposited the sum of $10,003,000 in my name with a security trust bank. The money was deposited with the bank in my name, and the money is still with the security trust bank. Having known my condition, I decided to search for a good Christian/Muslim or individual who I will/donate the funds to enable him or her utilize this money the way I'm going to instruct here. I want an individual or religious organization that will use this money to fund churches, mosques, orphanage homes, widows, and the destitute anywhere in the world, and also to build more churches and mosques to propagate the word of God. Please note that I cannot rely on family and closest relatives anymore, as they did not show responsible behavior when I entrusted part of my husband's wealth to them to distribute to charitable organizations, but instead they used the money for their personal needs. As a matter of fact, they are not aware of this fund, and I implore you to treat this matter with the utmost confidentiality. Urgently reply to me if you are interested in carrying out this work, as I don't know how much time I have to live. Any delay in your response will give me a room to look for another reliable person for the same purpose. As soon as I hear from you, I will give your details to the family lawyer who will help you with the transfer documents. Send me the following information for immediate communication with my consultant lawyer. Whatever the case might be, just put me in your prayers at all times. May the Almighty God bless you. Mrs. Maria Luge." Hi Maria, good to hear from you. I haven't been part of the church for a while, but I've recently been trying to reaffirm my faith. Although I'm not entirely sure of how I go about all this, I can certainly try and help you. Unfortunately, I'm living out of a college dorm at the moment, so I'm not sure I can provide you with a proper address right now, but I'll be moving in a couple short weeks, so I'll get back to you then. As for the rest of the information Maria wanted, my full name is J. Marshall Walker, and I didn't have a cell phone number to give her, so I just explained that I don't actually have a cell phone, and I'm strictly working off my computer for the time being. I'm 21 years old, I'm male, and I work as a Wendy's cashier in Meridian, Idaho of the US of A. I'll try to help with whatever I can. Maria sent me her reply at 1:30 a.m., saying, "Dear J. Marshall Walker, it's my pleasure to receive your mail. I know that you reply to my request for assistance in respect to reaching out to the poor. I pray you will be granted the grace and wisdom to complete this task. Please, I will advise you to give the lawyer in charge a call or email him in Holland immediately. He does everything on my behalf and he's very understanding, and I believe he will lead to your success in Jesus' name. I want you to understand that my condition is very bad. I cannot say what will happen tomorrow. For this reason, I will advise you to contact my personal lawyer to help us and arrange necessary documents meant for the project." And just below that, she sent me the email to Barrister Van More Family Law Chambers, which just sounds lovely. "I pray that God Almighty will give you the strength to complete this charity project. The attached file is my picture for your perusal. My charity funds are legal and 100% risk-free. I am waiting for your reply and update from the attorney. God bless you and your family. Now, normally when scammers send me totally not stolen pictures of themselves, usually they're like stock photos or something, but I'm blocking out the faces on this one because this straight up just looks like some poor old lady in her hospital bed. It's just out of respect for these poor unsuspecting people, whoever they are. Needless to say, my point is that this is not Maria. But regardless of all that, J. Marshall Walker is a gullible individual. He falls for this kind of stuff just every day. So he writes to Maria's lawyer. He says, "Hi there, my name is Jay and I was told to contact you by Mrs. Maria Luge. I understand that she is very ill and is wanting to give her inheritance away to a trustworthy individual. I'm very concerned as to where this money might end up if not with me, so please let me know if I can help. And please tell me how she's doing. I understand her condition may be getting worse." And then to Maria I quickly wrote, "I just sent your lawyer an email. Hang in there. I'm here to help. God bless you too, Maria." No more than a few hours later did I receive this horrifically formatted email from Barrister Van More, family laws consultant. It read, "Attention Jay. For the information and contact about Mrs. Maria charity funds. Meanwhile, our office is working 24 hours in making sure her courteous nature and best wishes come to reality. I have received instruction from my client, Mrs. Maria Luge, presently in sick bed, to represent her interest in the release of a cash totaling US $10.3 million, presently deposited in a safe security company. I have been informed by Mrs. Maria Luge that you have agreed to receive the said fund on her behalf to be used for charity purpose on mutually agreed terms, which is giving you 30% of the total sum as your compensation. I am Barrister Van More, representing attorney to Mrs. Maria Luge. I would like to assure you that all legal documents as regard this fund will be secure in your names and be taken care of by my chamber. Kindly complete the below form and return through email. This is mandatory to reconfirm." Similar to the information Maria wanted me to send her earlier, Barrister Van More wanted me to send him a copy of my international passport or driver's license, my full names, my telephone, just my entire phone, as well as my address, country, occupation, sex, age, income per month, and my next of kin. I require further assurance from you that the fund will be safe in your custody and will be made available for the charity purpose after the transfer of the fund to your account in your country. Kindly confirm the receipt of my mail and reply me as soon as possible. I will be waiting for your urgent reply ASAP. Yours faithfully, Barrister Van More, family laws consultant. It took me a bit to reply back, so I started with, "Hi there, so sorry I didn't get back to you sooner. This message somehow ended up in my spam folder. I'm very anxious to learn more about what I'm supposed to do here, so I'll share with you all the info I can." For the identification that Van More wanted, I just quickly photoshopped together a driver's license for Jay using a picture I got from thispersondoesnotexist.com. I'm sorry for lying in my last video, Jay's not actually a birdman. I've attached a photo, I just covered up some of the important stuff. Don't want that ending up online. As for Jay's next of kin, I have a brother. I think he's in Florida right now. Haven't seen him in a while. I hope this all helps. Is Maria doing okay? Last I heard, her illness may be getting worse. I hope she's alright. Please get back to me whenever you can. And just, dear God, how do you even get an email to look like this? Attention, Mr. J. Walker. I am honored to receive your email. I wish to introduce myself to you again, for I am Barrister Van More, and I have been the late Dr. Luge family legal representative. You can also verify our law firm in the Netherlands. We are acting on behalf of Mrs. Maria. Legal details of the transfer. We tried at all time to protect our legal right and professionalism. Our corporate duties to ensure that our numerous clients all over the world are protected by our legal right and performance.
A copy of your identity was received. Please read carefully below.
Let me make some clarifications regarding the charity fund. You will not be processing this transaction with Mrs. Maria, but to represent her interest, and so facilitating the final release of this said amount to you, through bank finance/security company. The present position of this said fund, awaiting clearance. It is the company's duty to effect a release of this funds to you after all the necessary steps are taken. This is exactly where you come in, because my client, Mrs. Maria, cannot come forward to make this claim this money due to her failing health. It is the duty of the bank finance/security company to effect a release of this funds to you after all the necessary steps and document are verified by the company, before we can send any documents relating to the transfer of this fund. I ask you to look at below options and get back to us as soon as possible so that we can move forward to expedite action on the final release. I was then given 3 options in regards to how I could receive the money, I guess. Number 1 is physical appearance. It means I must come to the Netherlands in person, therefore I have to make an appointment and set a date to visit the bank finance/security company who will be helping in releasing the said fund. 2 is diplomatic delivering from the courier company to your personal address. I'm not sure how that would work with receiving an inheritance fund, but okay. And number 3, probably the most obvious solution, would be a bank-to-bank transfer. The bank will transfer the money directly to your bank. Let us know your choice of receiving the funds. If the terms as stated is agreeable to you, then I will appreciate you let know the best option for you to enable me send some relevant documents to secured the fund. Yours faithfully, Mrs. Kessy. I'm sorry, who? Jay responded, "Hi, Barrister. I'm really wanting to help, and I feel like I can agree to the terms for the most part. However, I should admit that I am a little nervous about traveling all the way to the Netherlands. I know I'll need to do some traveling after receiving the funds to carry out Maria's last wishes, of course. I guess I just didn't expect that to be so soon." Actually, how soon would that have to be? I understand we'd have to make time to go over the documents, but I'd also need to finish up my last semester in college before leaving. Would I have time to do that? Dear Jay Walker, since you cannot travel and also the coronavirus ban's restriction, I will advise you to choose below options to enable us proceed. Mrs. Maria is very sick. We must continue with the process of the funds. She will soon undergo a major operation. We want her to sign some documents from the court.
Where is no ill?
Other option below. Regards, Mrs. Kessy. Still, who is that? Oh, I guess I'd have to do the bank-to-bank transfer then. That'd probably work best. Also, who exactly am I speaking with? Is this Barrister Van More or Mrs. Kessy? Attention, Mr. J. Walker. Thank you for your quick response to my email and choice of transfer to Mrs. Maria Charity Funds. Because of the coronavirus, we are working from home. The next process is to secure all the necessary document in your name from the court. The funds need all legal backing documents before the bank. The funds transfer documents must be processed by the court. You must understand this woman, Mrs. Maria, is very sick. By these reasons, you must act strictly to my mail. One of the major reasons for this document is for you to have legal backing on this will, and without these documents I cannot in my power do any things to help you transfer the funds from the security safe bank. We don't have much time considering the health situation of Mrs. Lounges will soon undergo a major operation. We need her to sign some documents before the operation because nobody is sure of what might happen during a major operation. Below are the documents needed for the transfer. Apparently we need a court endorsement and stamp duty, a sworn affidavit, a fund management document, a letter of agreement, power of attorney document, receipt of deposit, and change of ownership. Those are the relevant documents concerned that can expedite action on the funds transfer. We must get those documents changed from Mrs. Maria name to your name as the new beneficiary. We require $530 to get those documents in your name. As soon as I have this payment from you, I will secure the above documents and send the copies to you for signing. Let us know. I can send you the fastest payment details to you. Also, you are speaking with Mrs. Kessy on behalf of Advocate Van More. I will be handling your file in the court and to make sure the funds are transferred to you. So, to be clear, we are speaking to Mrs. Kessy on behalf of Barrister Van More, on behalf of Maria Luge. That's a lot of on behalfs for one scam-bait session. Hi, Mrs. Kessy. Thank you for the clarification. Am I allowed to ask what exactly this fee is for? I understand that it relates to the documents, but if Maria wants me to have the money, can't she or a representative simply put my name in the will? Sorry, I'm just confused as to why I'd have to pay money to receive money that someone willingly wants to give me. I'm keeping Maria in my prayers. I hope her operation goes well. Mrs. Kessy provided me with the explanation, I guess. Dear Jay, drafting a will approval in the Netherlands local court is way too expensive and consume time and a lot of court precedents. This fund was deposited and Mrs. Maria is sick with cancer and stroke, unable to do anything at the moment. The money you are paying is to obtain legal papers from the court that will back the funds from Europe to your given address. She will need to sign and agree, which is cheap and faster once we have those documents approved from the court. The courier delivering will commence immediately. Those documents will help you as sign of witness as the source of the money in your disposal to any authority. I hope you understand now? No. I understand completely. Thank you for the explanation. I will need some time to move some money around. Not too long, don't worry, but I can get back to you sometime tomorrow morning. When Marie is out of surgery, please let her know that I am fully committed to carrying this out for her. I don't want her to worry. And oh boy, was Mrs. Kessy impatient. She said, Dear Jay, it is okay you understand our explanation, but we must start with the documents now, and Mrs. Maria's operation day has not been fixed. It is not tomorrow. Can you send the payment now to enable us to start? And we need to tell you how on to send the payment to us once you agree. I actually didn't reply until the next afternoon, so I began with, Hi there. I apologize, that took a bit longer than I thought it would. I think the money's good to go now. I did have to borrow a bit from my roommate, but he was eager to help when I told him why. I assume you just want me to do a normal bank transfer? Dear Jay Walker, thanks for the mail. Send the payment today to my account information below and send the receipt of transfer today for record purposes. You can make the transfer today because of the application to the court next week. Alright, perfect. I'm just waiting on my attorney to get back to me before I transfer you the money. Shouldn't take long, I'll update you in a bit. And boy, did I just throw him a curveball that they were not expecting. An attorney? To help settle a court matter? Unthinkable. Dear Jay, we are somehow confused. First it was your roommate, and now you're awaiting your attorney before you can get back to us? Anyway, your attorney has nothing to do here in Europe. I think it was better that the money reflect on your account before the use of your attorney. And gullible Jay found that to be a little bit odd. Hi, I don't understand how you could be confused by my actions. I'm in college and I don't have a lot of money as it is. I'm just trying to make sure I have enough to get by. My roommate offered to help with the fee and to pay for the attorney. He's doing so much to help this process go along much faster, and yet you seem to view him as some kind of inconvenience? Also, no, my attorney is not in Europe, but when it comes to any kind of matter settled out of court with so much money and my personal information at risk, shouldn't I have a representative of my own? Or just someone who can look over this stuff for me so I don't make any mistakes? He actually has a couple of questions for you, so get back to me when you can. Dear Jay, it is not inconvenience for us about your friend. We know you borrowed some money from your roommate already. The funds of Maria have no case file in the court, so you don't actually need a lawyer, and your name is not in any way close to risk. We are only making application to cover the funds, so you can present the documents to any authority if the needs arise. If you want to use your lawyer, you can go ahead, but the application with the court is next week. Why did you not send the money yet? That is our concern. We must pay to the court documents next week. They actually sent this one to me twice, and I think they just typed it out twice. Like, they didn't even copy and paste it. There's just subtle differences between the grammar and spelling errors. What's also funny about this message, and a little odd, is that, for whatever reason, Jay Walker never replied to it. Instead, Van More Family Law Chamber received a response from a Mr. William Dublain. I wonder who that could be. Dear Barrister Van More and Mrs. Kessy, my name is William Dublain, and I am writing on behalf of my client, Mr. J. Walker. I understand you've contacted him in the hopes that he could assist Mrs. Maria Luge in releasing a total of $10.3 million, which is currently deposited in a safe security company. As his attorney, I've instructed Mr. Walker to cease contact with you and Mrs. Luge until I've spoken with you myself. To start, your wording appears to be very contradictory. You claim you need $530 to pay the court for legal documents, and yet in your last message to my client, you question why he would hire a lawyer, as you state, the funds of Maria have no case file in the court. To clarify, I am providing my services to protect my client from any misunderstandings involving his duties with regard to the money being willed to him, as well as my ability to recognize any fraud on your or Mrs. Luge's parts. I should admit, your confusion towards my involvement alone makes me rather suspicious. Next, I'd like to address the required legal documents themselves. As a fellow lawyer man, you should know that transfer documents such as these can be drawn up at any bank or lawyer's office. There is no reason for the court to be handling them, as there is no dispute between Mr. Walker and Mrs. Luge. This is a mutual agreement for the money to be given to Mr. Walker under the assurance that it be used for charity purposes, minus a good 30%. The only payments required would be lawyer fees and interest rates. That's all. Even if any other payments were required, my client would not be obligated to pay for court document fees for money that is being willed to him. Now, I just want to make this clear. I am not a lawyer, and I did very minimal research on this stuff. So don't take this as definitely, absolutely true, what I've just said in these past two paragraphs. All I know is that what the scammers are telling me, that's definitely not how this would work in the real world. Believe me, I mean no disrespect to you or Mrs. Luge. I'm not trying to accuse you of anything. I'm simply writing to voice my concerns and to give you a chance to speak with me directly. If there is any information that I am somehow missing, or if you have an explanation that could ease my concerns, I would love to hear it. Best regards, William Dublain, barrister/solicitor. I just straightened my hoodie like it was lapels. Now, I wasn't sure if I'd receive a response from these people as Mr. Dublain, but lo and behold, I did. Yes. And it started with, Dear William Delane, and in brackets, J. Walker. Thank you for the email. We did not claim why he hired a lawyer. We were concerned about his finances, because he told us he was borrowing money from a roommate. Based on this communication, we told him he does not need a lawyer now until we are through with the courier company. Even though before I said I wanted a bank-to-bank transfer, but I guess that doesn't matter anymore. The state or authority has no case with Mrs. Maria. No case filed, that is why we need an approval signed by Mrs. Maria and the court, that the funds were legally transferred to J. Walker, change of ownership and power attorney. The funds were not willed to Mr. J. Walker, but he was choose to carry on the task as agreement discussion between Mrs. Maria and Mr. J. Walker. All in discussion based on email communication without documents, it is not possible to transfer or make courier delivering from Europe to any country without documents covering the funds. You are a lawyer, is that possible in your country? What do you mean we don't pay? To the local court, arranging a court date is €300, and securing the documents cost about €200. You cannot get those documents without a court appointment. It is not free. Our lawyer's fees has been paid. Mr. J. Walker only needs to pay for the covering and delivering documents. Again, the funds have no will documents to Mr. J. Walker. No documents. He was only choose to represent Mrs. Maria to carry on her task. We need legal documents approved from the court, signed by Mrs. Maria and the court, that Mr. J. Walker is responsible for the task henceforth. He can tender such documents to any authority if the need arises. Oh my god. Please, sir, with all due respect, we cannot continue to debate this issue. We hope you understand our point and objective, that we want to help to make sure everything is legal in the eyes of the law. Thanks, Mrs. Kessy. I replied as Mr. Delane again, or Delane, I guess. Barrister Van More and Mrs. Kessy. Fine. Say that word true. After all, you are right on one thing. I have nothing to do in Europe. Perhaps I'm not aware of the specifics when it comes to your legal system. Even so, why on earth, as her lawyer, would you allow your client to go searching on the internet for a stranger to give her money to? I can understand that Mrs. Luge may not realize how dangerous that is, but as a man of the law, you certainly should. A safer and more obvious solution would be to donate this money directly to the charities of Mrs. Luge's choice. It doesn't even have to be in person, it can easily be done online, and without all the hassle of trying to get someone in North America to pay you $530 for legal documents that, as the recipient, he shouldn't even have to pay for. How do you know you can trust Mr. Walker? How does Mrs. Luge know that she can trust him? Again, as a fellow lawyer, it is downright shameful that you would allow your client to pursue this through such hasty means. Also, I don't know where you got the name Delane, but my last name is Dublane. Maybe double-check that next time. And I think I might have accidentally hurt their feelings. 'Cause Mr. Dublane never got a reply. But 2 days later, on January 4th, after so long, J. Walker decided to shoot Maria another message. Dear Maria, I'm sure by now you've heard about what happened. I was told by my lawyer to never contact you, Mr. Van More, or Mrs. Kessy ever again. The only reason I'm writing you now is because I want to tell you I'm sorry. I wanted to help you in every way I could, but I feel you should know, Mr. Van More may not be the most trustworthy of individuals. If you're still worried about who to send your money to, might I recommend checking this site out? This is a list of charities, each given a rating based on how reputable/reliable they are. Some appear to be better than others, but if I'm being honest, it would be a fine decision to donate to any of them. Whichever ones you like, just click on them and you should be able to find a website. I wish you nothing but the best. God bless you, Maria. Again, I wasn't really sure if I'd receive another response from them after all that. But again, we did it. Look at that. Dear Jay, your lawyer is mentally sick, I guess. I read all the communication with you and Barrister Van More. Can you tell me why Barrister Van More is not a trustworthy individual? He is not helping you, but destroying you from opportunities. I think she means Dublane here. He has no reason to stop you from contacting me. I will move on and search for a person who does not turn from his words. You are not stable if you listen to a lawyer who does not know what is going on here. Bye. Mrs. Maria. Maria, Barrister Van More should not be advising you to just hand over your money to someone you've only exchanged a couple of emails with. Plus, his whole thing with the fee for the legal documents is pretty sketchy when you really think about it. I don't know exactly what he's trying to do here, but I feel it has a lot more to do with his own personal gain than with trying to help you. Can I ask, what's so wrong with just donating directly to the charities of your choice? That way you can be sure as to where your money is actually going. Jay, the barrister never advised me to give money out. You don't get the money until the court is involved. It is not just the email exchange. If the court does not approve it, you don't get the money. The court will check the status of the receiver. Barrister Van More is a trust person I know for years. You are a confused person. You really don't know what you're talking about. I will search for somebody. Your advice have no ground. I understand you don't want to pay for your documents that will actually help you as the source of the fund. That's why you don't trust Van More. I understand now. I will search on. Bye. Maria, I don't mean to sound rude, but do you hear yourself right now? Are you reading what you are writing to me? Even if you do trust Van More, you have to admit, this whole process is pretty needlessly complicated. You didn't answer my question. What is so wrong with donating directly to the charities of your choice through their websites? It's a lot safer, faster, and you'd be able to know exactly where your money is going. I highly suggest looking at the site I linked to you. And are you guys ready to hear her answer as to why she doesn't want to donate herself? Like, get ready, it's a zinger. The process is very important because I have donated money to a charity foundation 3 years ago. As a charity group, you are abide to the law of agreement. They use money to fund and generated a hotel, which was not my instruction. You cannot take a charity group to court because they are bound by law with the authority. I am looking for a reliable individual who will listen and ahead with my instructions. Based on the fund management with the court, the charity groups have rights to do otherwise. I have given money before, but they did not deliver till these days. Please, thanks for all. I will look for somebody else. Thanks. So, if you didn't catch that, her reasoning for not wanting to donate to charities herself is because she donated to a charity 3 years ago and gave them instructions to build something, and they built a hotel instead. Which could only mean that she donated to something that was going towards building a hotel. Like you can't just donate to something and then give them instructions to build something, because normally they already know what they're gonna build, Maria. What are you doing? Also, I don't understand how giving the money to someone else to give to the charity would work any better. 'Cause they're still just donating to the charities. Or does she expect them to build the orphanages and churches and whatever themselves? Maria, sweetie, what do you do? Well, I think you might have delivered to a different charity than you thought then. The site I linked to lists charities and exactly what they're raising money for. They're even rated based on how reputable and trustworthy they actually are. No doubt, your money will go to a good cause, whichever ones you may choose. And unfortunately, that's where this all ends. That was my last message to Maria, and I never got a reply back. All I can really say in the end is just that this one was really intriguing to me. I mean, number one, the entire thing is ridiculous, and yet it's one of the most common internet scams out there. I've gotten this one a fair number of times. Two, just how much they tried to defend it to someone who they must have thought at least a little bit was an actual lawyer, and that's just hilarious to me. Also, I do understand it's kind of illegal to pretend to be a lawyer, but, like, they also pretended to be a lawyer, so I feel like it kind of cancels out. That's how it works. Anyway, I think that's gonna be it for today. If you enjoyed it, drop a like, leave a comment, and if you're feeling particularly kind, hit that little subscribe button. It's right there. And yeah, thanks for watching. And that's it. Goodbye.
My name is Juanita. I'm young and I'm lonely. For $100 on USD only. Get discount with feature. Discount Cialis. I'm here in Nigeria, alone in my palace. I need you to save me. I have too much money. The government hates me, but I know you love me. I'm desperate and wealthy and single and Christian. You're all I have left, and I pray that you'll listen to